Johnny here. Today I want to talk about how to set boundaries with people without pissing them off and making them want to have nothing to do with you ever again. So the way to do this is simple, okay? But what you need to know first is setting boundaries is very important, okay? But also showing consideration for other people is very important. So when you first start out in your journey of self-development or trying to better yourself or have better relationships or feel better about who you're being inside, what people often do is completely sacrifice what they want for what other people want from them, right? They become doormats, nice guys, things like that. Good students, you know, it's like, oh, no matter what fucking workload that they put on me, I'm gonna perform and I'm gonna give them what they want. No matter how shitty my employer is, I'm gonna fucking do what they tell me to do and I'm gonna do a good job, okay? Then the next stage of development, got some fucking jams, okay? Then the next stage of development is not giving a shit what anyone wants from you. This is when you really develop your ego, your healthy ego, and starting to prioritize what you need to do for yourself, okay? And this is a developmental stage, and the problem with this stage is, you know, it's when you need to learn how to integrate your aggression and your sense of separateness from other people. And it's when you learn how to prioritize like what you want in life and what you want to fucking take care of in life and really get done in life for yourself, okay? But the shadow side of this developmental stage is you go through this stage where you're proving, okay, I'm just gonna fucking say whatever I want. I don't care what anyone else thinks about it, and I'm gonna do what I want and all that. But the problem is that you'll often push other people away because they won't want what you want, or they don't want to fucking hear what you have to say, or they don't want to hear about what makes you angry or upset, right? And some of this is inevitable. Like, you have to be willing to push people away. And this will be a phase of your life where you will push out people who don't resonate with your values or what you're trying to accomplish in life. And let's turn around here. Hello. New camera gear. So this is a new phase of life where it's polarizing. It's very polarizing when you decide to be who you are and stick up for what you want. And inevitably, you will push away people who don't align with your values and want what you want. And that will create a vacuum where you will then bring people to you who do align with your values and what you're trying to accomplish, and they will be willing to support you in an enthusiastic fashion. It's a very rough period. This is really where you start to individuate and become who you're meant to be. This is this stage where before you just do what everyone tells you. That's the dependent stage. The next stage I just talked about is independence. And then you come to the end of the independent stage where you realize, okay, I can say whatever I want. I can stick up for whatever values I have. I can argue for the truth of what's right. I can fucking stand up against all the social pressure, proving like it doesn't matter what anyone says to me or what they think of me. But now the people that you've attracted into your life who resonate with your values and what you're trying to accomplish, well, if you only disagree with them, like no matter who you attract into your life, there's going to be times when you disagree with people. And if you don't learn how to disagree with people in the correct fashion, if you don't learn how to disagree with people in the correct fashion, even the people who agree with your values and want to support you in your mission, you're going to create a lot of friction with them and make them feel like uncared for and unseen. And the people with self-respect are not going to want to be around that behavior, okay? So then you have to learn how to go to the next stage, interdependence. And in terms of boundary setting, this stage is when you learn how to stick up for what you want and what you think is right and how to say the boundaries that you need to say in order for you to live a good life where you're safe and fulfilled and happy and getting done what you want to get done. But you learn how to set these boundaries while also, seemingly paradoxically, caring about the other person while you're saying the boundary. I was just talking to a close friend of mine about this. And the way to do this, a visual comes to mind of being like a mighty oak tree. So the center of that tree is unmoving, thick, solid, okay? It's not going anywhere. And then the outside of the tree is the branches. The farther you get to the outside, the more that the branches sway and flex in the wind, okay? And the great thing about this analogy is it's really pertinent to the kind of person that you want to grow into if you want to be a powerful, large person who takes up a lot of space and is the most magnificent you that you can be, just like that tree is the most magnificent tree it can be. Hello. And so this analogy is perfect because the farther to the outside of the tree you go, the more flex there is. And so it meets the wind with all this flexibility. Whereas the closer you go to the inner of the tree, the core of who the tree is, it's not moving for no one. And this is the kind of person that you want to be when you're setting boundaries. You want to learn how to set boundaries with a firm center, knowing what's right, what you want, what is okay with you, what is not okay with you, the direction that you're going to go in life, the things that you want to get done, where you want to go, music you want to listen to, food you want to eat. But then you want to balance that out with how well it's received by other people. And so you want to have that firm center of deciding what's good for you and what boundary you're going to set, mixed with the malleability and the flexibility of how it receives the other person, okay? How the other person interacts with it. And the way you do this is know what you want to say, what you want to accomplish, the boundary you want to set, while at the very same time relaxing your body, finding where your muscles are tense in anger or fear or shame or guilt or any of those other negative defense emotions. And you want to do your best to visualize those muscles to relax. And then as you get into more of a relaxed state, while not letting go of the boundary that you want to set, as you let go of your muscles in that relaxed state, where you let go of the tension of your muscles and get into that relaxed state, then from that place of relaxation, you want to consider how best to say this to this person that you want to express this boundary to, and how, in what way are they going to receive it, this boundary, and which is going to make them feel good and safe and as supported as possible. You know, sometimes people you're setting boundaries to, they do need to receive some of your negative emotions. But if you can channel those negative emotions in a way that shows that you still care about them as you're expressing the negative emotions, and you don't think that they're a piece of shit and you want them to die and just have like a fucking childhood temper tantrum in an adult body towards these people and destroy all your relationships, then you want to be able to express this negative emotion while your body is relaxed and you're expressing like a gentle, tender way that you're meeting that person with your voice and with your body posture. Okay, so a good example would be, you know, if someone kept fucking messing with you, like you have a group of friends and there's a friend who always like fucking teases you in front of the other friends, but you can tell he's not doing it from a place of loving, but from a place of trying to dominate you to make themselves feel better about themselves, then the way you set this, they're probably not even conscious that they do that, okay? So if you come at them setting this boundary like super aggressively, yes, you might set the boundary, but you might destroy the relationship. Sometimes the relationship needs to be destroyed, but in this case, let's assume that you don't want to destroy this relationship. You don't want to keep this friend. They just need to have a little reminder that they need to treat you better if they want to stay your friend. And that's not even a personal attack, it's just the truth. So the way in which you would set this boundary with this person, here's the wrong way. Okay, the ultimate wrong way is to not set the boundary, right? Okay, don't feign peace when what you really want, don't feign peace if it makes you feel collapsed and helpless in the name of like letting things flow. A lot of people do this spiritual bypassing thing where in the name of peace or just like letting things be okay, they let things go, but over time there's actually a pattern of the way that they let things go makes them energetically feel collapsed. So, and then here's the next stage, the independent stage of setting the boundary would be like, hey, what the fuck, bro? Like, you've really been pissing me off and I haven't said this to you in a long time, but you're being a real fucking piece of shit. And I fucking hate you whenever you make me feel so diminished and so small, right? You can say that, and that's better than fucking pretending that you don't have a boundary to set and pretending to be peaceful when you really fucking feel helpless and humiliated and miserable. And it might go well if you have a super understanding person that you're talking to, but it's not your best strategy. Your best strategy is the next level up. It's the interdependent stage of setting a boundary, which is you feel that anger inside, you let it swell up, you honor that it's there, you don't try to get rid of it, but then you relax your whole body, so you allow the container, which is your body, to expand, so there's less pressure in your body of that anger. So you have the same amount of anger, you're not shunting it, you're not repressing it, but at the same time, you're releasing the pressure so that you have some space to think and breathe and make good decisions on how you're going to set the boundary. So relax your body as you feel that anger, and then you can even hear it in my voice as I'm like speaking from like the anger in my chest, right? That's wanting to set that boundary in the independent stage. And then, but soften your whole body where you show compassion and care for the other person, and you would say something like this: hey, so this is just something I wanted to bring up. I don't think that you mean to do this. I really value you as a friend and think you're a really good friend, but sometimes it feels like whenever you tease me in front of the group, you're not doing it to be playful, but to, sort of like subconsciously dominate me. And while I appreciate that makes you feel powerful, I can't have you do that and maintain a level of like self-respect when I'm in friendship with you. So it would really help me if you could try to be a little more conscious of when you're teasing me. Is it coming from a good place or not? Or even if you could take a break from teasing me like that for a while, just so I could have some space to feel a little bit safer in friendship with you. Okay? And if the person doesn't respond well to that, which some people won't because their ego is so fragile, you might have just outgrown that person. And that's okay. At a certain point, that's the nature of reality. As you grow, other people around you who aren't growing are inevitably going to get left behind at some point. It's happened to me many times, and it's very sad and causes a lot of pain, but it creates a vacuum for bringing in higher quality people who will meet your standards into your life. Let me know what you think of this video. How to set a boundary while not destroying all your relationships while you're doing it, and how to get people to respect you even more while asserting yourself and what you want and your dreams and your values. Okay? And let me know if you have any questions. I'm currently taking on clients for healing, inner growth, and masculine energy development sessions. So if you're interested in any of that, DM me for details. Ask me any questions that you have, any uncertainties that you have, if whether it's right for you. We'll figure that out together. And besides that, much love. This has been Johnny Wild. Let me know what you think below. All right, bye-bye.